gotta do the
Yeah. Oh, you ready?
boom, snap, clap, boom, snap, clap, snap.
All right. Welcome everyone to another episode of The Goods. Today we have another amazing yo-yoer from Baltimore, Maryland, a local Emmy Award winner. Been on the scene for over 10 years now, designer of many community cult classic yo-yos, as well as artwork, and someone who continuously puts out amazing artwork that pushes the community forward in terms of aesthetic and what everyone enjoys. It's definitely divided from the norm, but in the best ways possible, and fulfills a very crucial need within the yo-yo world for something that's more not serious or not hardcore, but like, and edgy isn't the right word, but I don't know. I don't know the exact right adjective to describe it, but it's different and in the best way possible. So thanks again for watching, and welcome everyone to the Goods, Coffin, Nachtmahr.
Yo, what up?
Thank you so much for joining us, Coffin.
Thank you for joining me. I'm glad I didn't have to leave my office.
The office of Coffin.
Yeah, bro. Why?
Coffin ricked up today.
Oh, yeah.
The Rick Owens Ramones on.
He's Dark Shadow. The Ramones are in there. I got
okay. So you do have a pair of Ramones too.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, I had the pink ones.
This is the first
the rabbit fur on the inside.
Damn, that's sick. This is the first Rick on the podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't expect you to be the first one to pull out the fit like this.
are you serious? Come on, dude.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So how long have you been yo-yoing for now? That's normally the first question we start off with.
Oh man. All right. Graduated high school in 2010, which means
I think I met you that summer, or that fall in Chico, right? That was
that was
2011.
2011 or 2012. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But 2008 would have been when I got the first lime green Duncan Freehand 2.
Okay. Where'd you get that from? Oh, Toys R Us. Sick.
Yeah, a Toys R Us that is now in Ollie's. But it was one of the last Toys R Us like close to us that closed.
Mm-hmm.
It was only like 20 minutes away from where we at right now.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you like immediately start to excel at it, or were you just kind of like toying around with it at first?
Yeah, I toyed around with it a lot. I've had yo-yos like on and off through my childhood. I remember like true Y2K, like 2000, 2001. My grandma got me and my aunt Yo-Mega brains with like a little bit of the wing shape.
Okay.
I had a trans.
I think it's called the X brain.
No, the X brain is actually the 4 brain one.
Okay.
I was just like the regular transaxle
Or
with just
saber
the 2.
brain or whatever.
Yeah. And it had like the atomic symbol on it.
Okay. That must have been an older one then.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
she got a hold of that, I don't know. But
probably some like black market deal she got. She was a sketchy lady, but I loved her to death.
That's funny.
But I had a trans blue one, and my aunt had the trans pink one, and like I played with mine until the string broke. And then one day I went in her room and I got hers. That's how I found out I liked the color pink. That's pretty sick. Because it was like the only pink thing I owned.
Yeah. Even that colorway is kind of like a rare colorway.
Yeah,
that like
dude,
pink Maui colorway, I think it was called.
Yeah, dude, like
it kind of looks like the
dude,
the
like
dragon fruit first base.
Like
yeah.
Clear-ish rims. It was nice. I was like, damn, this thing's gnarly.
That fluorescent palette that almost like hurts your eyes. That hue, like those.
Yeah, it's almost painfully.
Yeah, but it like is good. Like it's like super normal or supernatural stimuli, like butterflies look at. Where it's just like, as a human, that color doesn't naturally follow the spectrum anywhere, other than like a dragon fruit or something. Right, so when you see, you're like, oh my gosh.
Confused. Yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, that one. My aunt, my other aunt was always the one who would take me to Artscape, which is like an arts festival in Baltimore.
That's so cool.
I remember she got me like one of those half red, half blue ones with like the lights in them.
Okay.
And I was probably like 10 or so at that time, and I played with that until it broke. Then I had a random yellow one that was imperial shaped that my mom may have gotten me in 4th grade, and I remember that one.
So you kind of like cycle through a few of the just, I don't want to call them generic yo-yos because the brain isn't generic, but like the mid ones. Something that's almost too limiting for you.
Correct. And then like once you break a string, if you don't have like regular access to a toy shop or just like the knowledge that there is like, oh, you could just buy another string.
Right. Yeah. When kids have that mentality, or parents, it's just like, oh, I guess you just, or they'll always say that as they buy a yo-yo from like a toy store. So I'm like, oh, can you get extra strings, or when do I need to do that? I broke a string and I realized that like a string was 2 strands once, and I tied it back together. Okay. You know, so it kind of works if you're not doing many tricks. Exactly. Like you'll at least sleep, do rock the baby. Like.
Yeah. So like I would pretty much like play the yo-yo until it was like unplayable. And then it was gone for a period of my life. And then I remember once, and this probably won't even shock my mom if she watches the episode, but it's either 6th or 7th grade. It's like whenever I was catching the bus across town to come back home from school, one day I didn't catch the bus, and I came home really late because I remember being on the bus and seeing a Discovery Channel store. Okay. That was downtown.
And they used to carry yo-yos at those, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, I need to go see this. Yeah. And I went there once, and I remember...
When you're a kid and like pre-internet and you're looking for something like that, dude, when you see it, hard. As soon as you see it, it's like, oh my gosh. It's like when you're first starting skateboarding and like before now, and you see someone...
CCS magazine.
Yeah, you see someone else with like a pair of ripped up Vans, or you see a waxed curb, and you're like, oh, there's probably other skaters around here. Yeah.
You see your first flat bar on like some stairs, you think you could land.
Or that too,
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm sneaking out at this hour to go hit that. For sure. Yeah, it's all the same feeling to me. And
the Discovery store, you got to get it from it?
The Discovery Channel store, I went there. The yo-yos they had, I knew like weren't the ones I wanted. Right. But that same time period, Astro Jacks were out, and I found that. Okay. And like Astro Jacks was pretty cool. I was 6th grade, so I'm like 12 or 13 or so.
Yeah, that's been an inroad for a lot of other yo-yoers. Jake Bullock also got into yo-yoing kind of via Astro Jacks.
Yeah, like everybody that's got like a unique 5A style has played fucking Astro Jacks or something.
I tried. I tried before I got good at yo-yo, so I'm sure now if I picked up a pair, I'd probably be like, okay, but
there's an odd amount of like intersectionality when you get into like really tech 3A and like 5A tricks that when you see the elements in like older Astro Jacks tricks, you're like, that's not even like a far stretch. You know?
Oh no, yeah,
definitely. It's like, oh, I see how this could translate immediately to yo-yo or kendama.
I'm almost
something like that.
Positive some of the first Astro 5A tricks. I think that's where they got the term Astro from, was Astro Jacks, because it's a sliding counterweight. Yeah. And like,
Doc Pop talked about that to me when I met him actually. Yeah, like the first time that we got to meet.
Astro is so interesting. Yeah. Like John Wolf is starting to throw it now, but it's like, I don't know. There's always these subsects of yo-yo, like Mobius or Astro or Double D or whatever. It's just always so interesting because it's like,
I remember seeing the
so dude, untapped.
Ishkandar.
Yeah, Ishkandar. I forget his last name, but he's from Singapore. Yeah,
he had a small company around the time I got into like yo-yoing in the sense that it is now. Diamant Noir, Black Diamond. Yeah. And I remember like he would sell his with the double dice.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah,
like all of them came with sets of double dice.
Yeah, because that was before the patent expired, but because he's in Singapore, it doesn't really apply to him.
Yeah, and I remember like wanting to pick up those, but like I couldn't justify the price.
Oh yeah,
so but I did like see them on Yo-Yo Expert so much, and then at some point I think you could buy the dice separately. So like I bought a pack of those and like I played around with it. But yeah, all of that to say, 5A was my first style of play, like truly.
Interesting.
Yeah, I started in 5A.
Was that freehand too you got, or was that the yo-yo from the Discovery store?
Yeah, so that was also a freehand. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to high school, I remember seeing it at Toys R Us, and like that's what like really kicked it off. So like 10th grade, I got the lime green one. I played it until like the string broke, and at that time they came with a second string. Played that one until it broke.
Do you remember if it already had recessed pads in it or not, or if they were just a regular?
The first one, no. The second one I got, yes.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. That was a Brandon Jackson upgrade when he got hired by Duncan.
Oh God, you thank Brandon. Praise Brandon. Yeah. So then. Like 12th grade comes around, and I got one of my homies into it, and I would skip school, go to his school, go get him. We'd leave his school at lunch, take the bus across town to the same Toys R Us, and go pick up freehands.
Oh my gosh!
Packs of strings, and then like hang out at like a Barnes and Noble all day, like reading shit.
Yo, so many kids don't utilize Barnes and Noble as like a hangout. Because like,
it's like free knowledge and a place to hang out with food. You're dumb. Bro.
Right? Yeah, you just hang out in there. No one's really gonna say anything to you if you're chill. You could probably even yo-yo in there. No one says anything.
That's exactly what we did, dude. Like we grabbed some books that we were banging with, go sit down and read that, or like draw because we would.
It sucks that it's like
because we'd hit Toys R Us, the Michaels. The Walmart that was next to the Michaels to go get snacks, and then we end at the Barnes and Noble, and just chill there.
Yeah.
So it was like you could hang out there until it was like about the time that we would get out of school and get on like the second or third bus after the time that we've been like out of school and get home at like a decent time and our parents wouldn't question.
Yeah, it sucks. Barnes and Noble is such like a quiet place because it would make a great venue for yo-yo clubs, and if they're massive, like everyone go in there and spend money, like buy books. You can bring like your little brother or sister there, and they can run around and do stuff while your parents are doing
go play in the train tracks in the back.
Yeah, there's like times where it's okay to make noise at Barnes and Noble. I feel like if it's later in the evening or whatever, but
it's like you get a sense for like when something that you're doing is appropriate or not. And I feel like I've always been a pretty good judge of that because I like to be as like aloof as possible when I'm like anywhere. I'm like, I might look like I want the attention, but in fact, I don't want anyone to notice. It's like, so if I can just slip in and out of this place, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, man. So we would do that like once, twice a week, bro. Just go get string and play and like. The bulk of us, like in Baltimore, as far as like my friend group went, we played 5A like a lot.
That's so interesting.
That was our jam.
Because when you first start yo-yoing, and when you're like more of an alternative kid and you're trying to figure out different ways to do things, and like you're already yo-yoing, so that's different enough, but then you see like a weird alternative style within yo-yo, and like if you saw Steve playing it or whatever,
DVDs
exactly, and then you're like these guys are just like me, and then
I saw like Steve and Spencer.
Yeah, that makes you kind of want to try it more, and you get the counterweight with the yo-yo, so it's like I don't know,
and like seeing like Hank Freeman and Hironori Me do like really intriguing early off strings,
and
like,
3A
and like 3A stuff, and also seeing it all done on the yo-yo that you have. So it's like this isn't impossible. Like
it's exactly what you have, and all those guys kind of like I'm trying to think the right way to to say it. I don't know. Like they all did different styles.
Exactly.
Like it just seems so eclectic. Like you watch it and like, I'm sure when Bride and Steve were making those videos, they weren't like, oh, we're trying to make it seem like these guys have like many interesting, unique tricks. Dude, like when you're a kid, it's just like, holy shit. Like that's for that being your intro to modern yo-yo.
Flip about it pretty often. I'm like, remember when we would just binge watch good long form yo-yo videos like they were skate videos? Because we would watch them back to back. It was like we'd be watching skate videos for a good bit, and I'm like, yo, this new Augie Fashion video just came out, like let's watch this. And then we like watch that once, and then you're like, oh, Jason Tapes Augie Fashion. Right? I'm gonna watch that, but now I'm in on the Jason Tapes page, so now I'm scrolling back, or Perfect Elements and like yo-yoing.ru.
Yeah, you really got into it at like a good renaissance, like right when YouTube started to like be prevalent and like
exactly. And so there was so much out there for us to absorb at once. And then I remember my like first big art commission when we all lived together. I think I made $300. And I was like, all right, everybody in the house pick a yo-yo, and we went on Yo-Yo Expert and bought fucking.
You hooked all the homies up. That's sick.
My check. I was like, fuck that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
It was like.
But you guys are so stoked on it. You're like, oh, we're all gonna get better together.
Do you know how exciting it was? To get a box bigger than this. It just poured onto the dining room floor. Yeah. Just strings and yo-yos, every color counterweight.
After you've been going to Toys R Us or the Discovery store for a year and just copping freehand
all of us got grind machines and whatnot, so we just like experimenting with hubstacks for the first time. My one homie, he got a big deal. You know, the
little the Hubstack Mighty Flea.
The Hubstack Flea. He was excited about that until it got stolen at Job Corps.
Oh, damn. They would do some shit like that at Job Corps.
Like, Job Corps with a shiesty.
What the fuck? You don't even know how to use it. You're going to take it.
It's also one of the hardest yo-yos to use anyway.
It's obviously on some novelty bullshit. So it's like, why would you take something that's like bringing another grown man joy? Like, how fucking low down are you?
It's Job Corps.
I know.
It's Job Corps where the animals hang out.
I know, dog. It's insane.
That is the jungle, actually. Yeah, it's like the closest that you'll get to like a detention center without actually being in trouble.
I remember my high school therapist was like, I was doing pretty okay in high school, but like my brother was like,
I was not on purpose.
Not doing well. And they were like, well, you could like always do Job Corps. And my dad was like, Job Corps? What the fuck? Like, what? No, never. And I was like, what's so bad about Job? Like, it's probably not that bad.
Yeah, it's like, it really depends on like the ones that you go to, but like
you said though, it's like almost one step above juvie. Like not exactly, but it's like you obviously don't have the wherewithal to like enroll in the military or go to trade school.
It's you're treated as almost an adult, but also like the parameters in which you exist are so strict, and also all of you are like brand new to the world, and so you're all operating off of like that high school brain still. So it's just bad. You
could just as easily go to like a temp agency and get like a secretary job, but it's like everyone in the hood just doesn't have that. Like they don't know that that's an option. They're just like, I guess I just got to go pick up trash at the park. You know,
seriously, bro. Yeah, it's like there is certainly like a lack of like understood resources across the board.
Yeah,
like, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I'm 31 now, and I just found out when I was 30 that I could apply for artist grants, even though I'm not like an LLC or like a company or anything. Like I just found out about that. I've been doing art full time for like a decade.
Yeah, there's so much extra money in
I've just been struggling for free. Like, what the fuck, bro?
In other countries, like in Europe, that's like a career pathway for people. It's like, oh, well, the government has all this extra money that can pay me. It's like, well, okay.
It's like pre-allocated. They have to give it away.
Exactly.
And I'm like, the amount of stuff that I could have been able to do for myself and for my friends is astonishing had I just known about like the resources that we had access to. Like to know that something else is out there is like its own power.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Speaking of being resourceful, the next note I have is the first time you and I met. Do you remember this? At Nationals 2011 or 12. I don't remember the exact year, but I remember you like coming up and giving Ann and I that painting and like, which is still, when I left Yo-Yo Factory, it was still hanging up at Yo-Yo Factory. So
who lives in Arizona, she took a trip there and she said she recalls it still being.
Yeah, it was like in the office. And like
so
Ben and Hans always like, I don't even know who made this thing, but it's great. Like it looks beautiful and it just is on the wall.
Yeah,
like in
I studied the art.
The super nice boardroom.
Yeah,
it looked amazing.
Was that John Huber that was you guys' artist?
Yeah,
at that time? Yeah. So I actually ended up striking up a conversation with him. But yeah, I remember like coming to Nationals. I owned like 3 yo-yos at the time, and you guys sent me home with like probably like $1,500 worth of yo-yos.
That's funny. Yeah, I forget what we even gave you. Like I know we gave you a bunch of
it was like
grades.
One of everything.
Yeah, I just remember you being like, yeah, bro, like I'm like from your neck of the woods, like near Delaware, Maryland area. I was like, oh, that's so tight. Like,
yo, how'd you get here?
Yeah, like you going to school out here? What are you doing? You're like, I fucking hitchhiked down here, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, the story goes, for anyone who's never heard it, is that I was in Sacramento, and like a week before Nationals, I didn't even have a cell phone at this time. A week before, Augie Fash's mom and brother Peter were just driving down a dirt road, like heading out of Sacramento, like the edge of Sacramento.
Oh, I forgot about this story. Yeah.
And he just saw a string hanging out of my pocket.
You weren't even yo-yoing, just literally a string hanging out of your pocket.
Yeah, dude.
And Peter's like totally that kind of guy too. Like even if it wasn't a yo-yo string, he just saw you at Starbucks with a string, like that looks like a yo-yo string there. But that's so like,
he's a great conversationalist too. Yeah,
that's
so easy,
like universal like shit coming together. You know what I mean? So they ran into you and like
just like caught me just walking down a dirt road, and they were like, "Where are you going?" And I was just like, I'm just going for a walk, dude. I was walking into the desert. Like I was just like,
because Sacramento to Chico, like,
bro,
what is it, like 120 or 150 miles or like it would have taken you 5 or 6 days, but you could have walked it. You would have made it there by like Saturday on the contest. Like,
yeah. So I just happened to be in Sacramento, and they saw me, and he was like, you go into Nationals? And I was like, where is that? And he was like, it's in Chico. And I was like, I've been in California for like 3 weeks, bro. I was like, I barely know like the relatively I remember when I got there, like the first thing I did was like, I was like, all right, how do I get to downtown from here? And, just walked all the way. And it's like, California is not really like a walkable place, especially in like the northern part. It's like, if you live in like a one town, like to walk to the next one is a trek. But yeah, I didn't have anything to do or anywhere to be. So I was like, yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, so I chat with Peter. He gives me his phone number and I think his like email or like Facebook or something.
This was a few days before they left or whatever.
Yeah, for Nats. And he was like, get in contact with me. I'll come get you.
What a good guy.
And take you to Nats. And I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That kind of kicked off like yo-yoing full speed for me. Because at that time, I'd already been doing it about a year or two.
Yeah, and you're hanging out with your friends and you're building these like sentimental moments in your brain. So it's like you were already on the trajectory of like, oh, I really enjoy this. And then you like at the perfect moment made it to nationals. Yeah. And like hung out with everyone, like got a whole bunch of free shit. Like you really like got welcomed into the community very quickly. Then, you know what I mean? Like
having all that free shit, you know what I did as soon as I got back home? Gave it all away.
That's so sick. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, my friend Flip has a pre-pro 2012 Supernova in the red-orange acid wash.
Damn. Dude, that's probably like a $200 yo-yo. That's hilarious.
The blue with silver speckle one that Paul Hahn used on stage.
Damn.
Because Paul Hahn just tossed it to me after he got off stage. And in the same collection, the Ross 77.5 Supernova that you guys used in the video for the Supernova like promo, Jason Lee gave me that one.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so sick that everyone gave you some little things.
Yeah,
like, that's so awesome.
Joe gave me a half swap gray purple wavelength Super G.
Damn.
Paul saw that I had his signature version of the Super G, and I think he gave me a gray pink 2012 Rockstar.
Yeah, that was out around then.
That was like one of the hottest colorways ever. I was like, oh, it's so gorgeous.
That's so crazy for you to be at home, like watching all those people too and getting stoked on them, and then to go meet them and they're like, oh, you want this yo-yo? Like, here,
like, absolutely.
Like a year before that was like so untouchable, or like you got one order from Yo-Yo Expert kind of thing, and then then you just that's always how it is for people that like come into the community and like are just good hearted, you know?
Yeah, like it felt great to meet a ton of people and just be like willingly accepted into the fold of shit.
Yeah.
And also just being like immersed in like information and skill at the same time. So it was like there was so much for me to take in at once, but also like I didn't have anything else to do. So
you're a sponge at the time. Like
I could just be present and enjoy it and learn from it. You know, like
it's like the best age to be going through that too, where you're just like 19, 18. Like
I was maybe 20, possibly 21. Yeah, it was amazing though, man. Like it was fantastic.
Speaking of hot colorways, so a few years, well, not a few, quite a few years after that, I guess 2015, you started OESYO, right? Or was it before 2015?
Oh man, it could be as early as 2013. Might be like coming up on a 10-year.
Yeah. What was the first yo-yo you made?
The first yo-yo that we made, my homie Eon, who I wish could be here right now, because he would have like exact recollection of the details. I talked to Landon Balk and I was like, all right, I want to make a yo-yo. And we did the echelon. We made it out of acrylic, and we did two different weights. He liked the lighter one. I liked the heavier one. And I think when we did those, it was like a sick. It was probably like 58, 59 millimeter diameter.
It's pretty big for the time. Very big for the time, actually. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But like the width was so crazy. Like it was already in extreme shape in comparison. Like, I remember bringing it to Virginia States, which was actually my first Virginia States too. that I brought that proto to. Like Ann, Joe, AJ played it. Mark Mangaran. Who else was in that video?
Yeah, those acrylic yo-yos were a lot of fun, and like
Tyler
Calamore.
Yeah, he played it in the video too. And then my dad, who drove us, we had to pay him in and Taco Bell and Krispy Kreme. And then he wanted to go to IKEA in like Potomac Mills or something, so like halfway between like here and Baltimore.
That's such a dad request.
Yeah, and so we filmed the rest of the like Echelon like promo in the IKEA, just like pretending we were like in the rooms because it's all dressed up like a set. So it was easy for us to just...
Dude, that's kind of a trippy idea for a video, just to like go into IKEA. Yeah.
I love
because there's so many sets there, you know what I mean? Just like you said.
IKEA. Yeah, dude, like that's a hack. Shoot your videos in IKEA. They look better than your bedroom, I promise.
That's amazing. And you could like just bring around a little light with you. No one's probably going to say anything.
Bro. Like a little pocket light with a shitty tripod and just set it up in a room and do it. It's easy.
So 2013 was your guys' first yo-yo.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah. And I want to say we didn't get the production of your model till like 2014.
Okay.
And I did that with Alvin from Foxland.
All right. Spencer Berry had some yo-yos made there. They shut down in like 2018 or 19 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I got a final batch of stuff I made from them.
I kind of remember that you getting those made.
Yeah.
When was this? 2014? Or 2013?
Yeah, 2014 was probably like the first time I did one. And then I did all of my runs through Foxland, like up until like the week he shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I kept him working. When Sorry did the first batch of ratchets, and I was talking to Troy, I was like, "Yo, you working with Foxland?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "All right, let's both get one of each other's raws thrown in each other's box," because he put his run in at the same time that I did. So for like a long time, I had a raw ratchet.
That's tight.
Sure. Maybe a ratchet proto. I don't even know.
Do you know why or what would be the inspiration behind? I feel like so many brands kind of lack the identity is a great word for it. Yeah, just like their brand doesn't represent them most of the time. I feel like yo-yoers use yo-yo as a disassociative tool to like separate themselves from their real life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But they also use that in like an identity aspect where like a regular person wouldn't dress like me. I look like an asshole right now. You know what I mean? Like if you have a regular 9 to 5, your like outfit is going to be a lot more muted. So like you buy a yo-yo and you're like, oh, I want the one that's pink and green and orange acid wash and like
crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're just wearing like khakis and a polo and like a dad hat or something.
And that's how I felt about like the early Caribou Launch for fanboys.
Yeah.
And it's like, no hate to the CLYW.
No,
I love y'all.
It's just a psychological observation I've made. Where
it's just like things I can't help but you notice,
right?
Because I've always been a mindful observer.
And
like I'm just watching the world from the background constantly.
It's funny because people who dress like us or people who dress like Seth or Spence, people who like don't really care about what the rest of the world thinks or aren't like, like someone's gonna look at me and think I'm crazy.
And it's just like, no, I was crazy the whole time.
They're like, oh, I'll just take whatever. Like I'll play with the black one. Or like, we appreciate crazy colors, but we're not vying to get one that is like especially crazy. It's like
the only crazy color I remember chasing vehemently was Ann Connolly Joe Euxta.
Which colorway was that?
That is
it's like blue and black acid wash with the pink splash over top, right?
Pink body with the blue black acid
inside of the splash. Yeah.
And it was because like that's when I started to really appreciate contrast colors. But that only showed up because at night I would leave out of my house and I was doing graffiti all over the city. And you know what attracts the most eyes? Contrast colors, because your brain like can't help but look at it. And so it was like I was like studying and then like appreciating color theory and shit. And then, so it was like when I saw that on a yo-yo, I was like, damn, that's a really good execution. But also the dichotomy of that is like, on the other side, like seeing something with like minimal design or like a color that really accentuates the shape in a way, like if something's too busy, you don't care that it's like physically lacking like dimension
I
and
get what you're saying, yeah.
Like some early unparalleled, it would be stuff with like 27 cuts in the gap, and it's like, yeah, if that was a splash colorway, you'd never get to appreciate that.
Right, yeah, but they're very good at like utilizing the
exactly
good gradients and palettes
and like choosing to go matte because it like reduces like how visible the lines are until you're like up close on it and you're like really appreciating the shape for what it is, as opposed to like gloss where like, or just like a non-blasted finish where it becomes like very apparent all of this is happening.
Yeah, I've never thought about that before. That's a really interesting observation.
Yeah, dude. It's like a common thing in like old cars too. It's like color is also like visual texture. So you start to do like brain associations with like certain colors and shapes and
right,
stuff like that. So yeah, I've always been like super mindful of that. So when I see really, really good design, I don't even have to like it. I'm still intrigued by it, and like I want to pick the artist's brain of like
right,
like why you went that way, especially when I started seeing a lot of companies like you lean into organic shapes, like
Atmos.
Atmos is a perfect example. When I saw that Cloudberry Proto, I hit Ruben up immediately because I was like, that's really nice, and I was just sure that I wanted one. Played it, it was amazing. Came into needing some money, so I painted it really nicely and I sold it.
Yeah,
but I've been just enjoying watching the design, like the focus of what he's doing.
Yeah, they put out a really good like blog post yesterday just about their design aesthetic and like where they were going as a brand over the coming years. Yeah,
I have it saved, but I didn't have a chance to go and read it yet.
It was really interesting, and like when I first read through it, I was like, I hate reading the copy for yo-yo, like the descriptions, because they're all virtually the same thing.
I agree.
It's just like, oh, this yo-yo is good for fun tricks off the stage, but you could also compete with it on the stage if you wanted to. And
I've never in my description of anything have I felt like I need to do that. I've actually been known to be adverse to giving people the specs, because they'll be like, so what size is it? I'm like, kind of big.
Yeah, like if you don't like it, then don't buy it. Like you should be able to look at it and be like, oh, this is interesting enough that I want to try it.
But also, it's like, this is a fuck around and find out reality for us. Just try shit.
That's amazing. That's such an interesting concept.
Try something
for a yo-yo, just putting it out and
just go hate it.
Yeah,
that's fine with me too.
That would be a sick concept for a release. Just not even putting out pictures of it and being like, here's the yo-yo. Do you want it in this color? Like, the color 1, 2, or 3.
I gave you pictures. I filmed a 4-minute playthrough of it in several places. I even thought about the lighting. Why does it matter if it's 56 millimeters instead of 55? You're going to miss your first trapeze anyway. It doesn't matter.
And if
enjoy the yo-yo for what it is.
If you like 56 millimeter yo-yos and that's all you have, then like you should fucking buy a 55 millimeter one to have some variety, or like
change it up.
Yeah, that's a very interesting sentiment to take from it.
I several times over the years, I've had people go, so what size is it? And I'm like, you seem really adverse to buying it. What if I just give you the yo-yo and you tell me if you like it or not?
That's funny. You just give it back to me.
Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I'll ship it to you right now. You can just have it. And if you hate it, give it away.
That's hilarious.
usually those people become repeat customers.
Yeah.
Damn, that was amazing. And like, it's not like anything else I have.
Or if you're willing to send it to me, then like, it's probably pretty good. Like, because you're using that as like a way to, like you said, get a repeat customer in the future. And not
it's like,
just,
you can have this on you now, and then like over time, you'll spend $300 here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool, because like, what's one free yo-yo or fucking 20 of them if like everyone comes back?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care.
You've had some pretty legendary collabs in the yo-yo industry, because it's coming from like a person, like I'm the worst at following through with collaborations. Like I'll reach out to a brand and be like, oh, we should make a yo-yo together, and then the other brand will be like, yeah, cool, let's do something. Like, do you have any ideas? And I'm like, not really. Like,
I have 1,000 ideas,
and I'm not friends with that person. Not like I dislike the person, but it's like, whoever it is, like they're not like an organic homie, so I'm not like dying to hop on Instagram and like text with them every day. Like Jeremy and Zip from Zipline and I have gotten pretty close over the last 2 years. He's so cool, but just because like he's wanted to like make a yo-yo so bad, like he wanted to make a first base so bad, and at first I was like, yeah, let's do it, and then like the pandemic happened and like everything, life fucking happens.
When
but
I
like
saw the one with
we've developed a friendship through it, and what were you saying?
When I first saw the black one with the Mickey Mouse hand, and I was like, "Man, that's perfect. I want to do some art for first base." And like immediately, I had like 10 ideas swarm into my head of like, if I was going to be using the platform of the first base, how would I do the art? What colors? What? We should play one out sometime. Yeah, man. It was sick.
But you've done a yo-yo with one drop, right?
I've done 2 with one drop, yeah.
2 with one drop. So what are they called?
The Eclipse and the Lunar Eclipse, which is the heavier one.
And how many, not how many, but like...
Oh my God, so many.
Yeah, I know. But like, it's because it's in stock and then like it sells out. And it's like, you don't see them come up for sale. Like one drop customers are pretty loyal. So like they are building a collection and want to like continue to build it. So like, I'm sure within that community, they trade.
Like, like I have enough there, but then like people who like don't even like often buy like the one drop stuff are like, you're over there making something? And I'm like, yeah, I'm curious now.
And it's a pretty unique yo-yo in terms of one drop stuff. It doesn't have side effects, right?
Correct.
Which is, they've done that on some more recent models, but for like a long time, they were like a very heavy, like 10 out of 12 yo-yos that they release in the year comes with side effects or something. And
it's
like
very, very rare.
It's rare. And then they also... They do a lot of crazy colorways, but they like, they're very like calculated about it or specific. And I feel like you kind of like not push them out of their comfort zone, but it was just like people were going to buy it regardless. So you were like, do whatever you wanted to. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Which was cool to see.
They let me be super specific. Like, there's this one color that like, it's like a color that I would never want, like personally. But
when you do a yo-yo with someone else, you're like not more willing to take chances, but like because their customer base is different than yours.
Yeah. It's like I wanted to play like to everyone, which like is rarely a thing I do. I'm very fixed in what I like. And it's like, if I'm going to take the risk and it fails, I should still love it. Where it was like with one drop, I think David said to me, he was like, whatever you make is going to sell.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have a doubt. He was like, so be free with it. Not like, I kind of paused on that because I was like, well, now I need 2 weeks to think about colorways.
And you said that like you actually got to go out and like test through it and like tweak some things you wanted to.
And they were super hospitable.
Yeah, very rarely are companies that like they'll work with a player, but there's like definitely
it was amazing.
A limit to which I've been there. Like when Mark is with David and they're like designing the yo-yo, and he's like just telling David about like how he wants this little corner chamfered like a little more, and David's like, "Do we really need to do that?" And Mark's like, "Yo, David," like, and David's like, "All right, we'll change it."
When David and Sean sat down, I was sitting there with...
Or Sean did the cat, excuse me.
I was sitting there with graph paper, and they were like, wait, this is how you design everything? And
could you imagine just sending some fucking graph paper to China with sketch on it, just dimensions?
When I tell you that's how the Echelon and the Nightingale were made, you wouldn't even...
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's no different than someone making a 3D rendering, because like, unless you're writing the program for the machine, they're still going to have to reverse engineer. Yeah.
And I learned manual drafting through robotics, which I swear was the only reason I stayed in high school. It's like I didn't care about anything else. It's just like,
which is so funny.
It's like, dude, I would skip school, come back to school at the end of the day just to do robotics.
Which is like probably the class that taught you a valuable skill that would pay you the most this far in life. You know, like if you pursued that in any way,
it would. Are you Lockheed? Are you Martin for like a day? And it was just like, I don't want to do this. I like shadowed. Yeah, so sorry, I wasn't an intern.
No, I get what you're saying.
I shadowed there for like a day, and the moment I realized that I wasn't going to be like on a production floor, like hands on with anything, I was absolutely uninterested. Cause like, sure, I can code and like, I can design, but like half the fun in all of that shit is like when all these things become tangible and now I have to interact with the thing and get that into fruition.
Yeah, that's a big crossroads I'm at with Recess right now, where if I want to grow it further, I need to become less hands-on with it as far as like when things come in and the quality control of it all. And that all that means
and that's a big part of like why OESO like stayed small is because like there's like a catharsis to it, and like even all the hard shit and the stress and like bad shipping times, like all that shit, I'm just like, it's all part of the process, and like I just need to be there for it.
Yeah,
because it's like it's kind of the only thing I valued about like my day to day for many moons. So it's like, sorry, I need to be the one pouring the silicone in every fucking area.
No, I totally get that. Like you said,
it's like I have to do it. I'm sorry.
You take like a lot of solace in it, and like it is nice, and like there's something zen-like about it, or
absolutely.
Like I don't know.
You're just like grinding the beans to make pour over coffee.
No, and knowing that everyone who gets one of these yo-yos, like you've personally touched it and been like, okay, this one is good. Because like if you were that, we just talked about the other podcast, but you're this broke 17-year-old kid, you're like, oh my God, I got $300. This is the only amount of money I have. I'm going to go buy these yo-yos. If you got a bunk ass yo-yo, like that could have easily just ruined your whole experience with it, but like
it could have been trash.
Yeah, but because you like got good ones, like you continued to progress with it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
and like for a long time, dude, I was a stickler about customer service. It was like if there's something bad happened, like to your product, like in the mail or something, I'm like, yo, send me all the details. Like, we're gonna do whatever it is I can.
Yeah, I've never heard anything like that happening with your yo-yos. I've never heard about anyone complaining.
Like one or two complaints that were like pretty major, and like I there's a chance I was going through some shit at the time, so it was like, sorry, I don't care as much as I should today.
Or I think it was,
but I will tomorrow.
Wasn't it just like the finish was too aggressive or something? So it was like eating strings.
But like
you just rub a pair of jeans around it. Like
repeat customer of mine knows check the finish. It's going to be aggressive.
Yeah. I just feel like with most metal yo-yos, you should be wary of that, you know, just because it's possible.
Oh, dude, once someone was like, I can't hold this. And I was like, use better strings. I don't know what to tell you.
Use better strings. Have you collaborated with any other yo-yo companies other than One Drop?
One Drop.
And then 303.
Yeah, 303.
I swear you did a collab with Art
Rain
or
City.
Rain. You did a collab with Rain. Oh, yeah, the skater. Yeah.
Rain City. I did a small batch of stuff for Art.
Did you collab with G Squared too?
Yeah.
Or just painting stuff? You've painted yo-yos on or painted almost every brand's yo-yo, I feel like at this point. Yeah.
Like if you've ever had a yo-yo that resonated with me design-wise, I've painted at least 10 of them.
Yeah. Whether or not it was like official collaboration or not,
yeah,
you've always
it's like, yo, you're gonna get this collab. Whether you want it or not, the fanboys are gonna love it. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to love the process too. I did one with Rain City. Well, two with Rain City technically. So we did like 2 different sizes.
Oh, sorry.
So we did a Rain City.
I totally forgot about the skater when I was writing all this down, because next I want to talk about the deal with the collab. But
the skater. Man, I and like I've done art for a ton of brands, and like even when like remember when there was that explosion of like small companies.
I feel like that happens every like 8 to 10 months or whatever.
That's true.
But I know the specific period of time you're talking about. Yeah.
There was a time in which it felt like I should have been like charging a consultant fee for the amount of people who came to me about like design advice and like, what would you change here? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just draft this up on paper for you. I'll send it back to you. Yeah. Take it and make a 2D wireframe and then orbit that around the center, and you'll have a yo-yo. The response will be right and everything. I'm like, you'll be good to go. And like, I was doing that for a while, like brands that I've even like forgot existed
that you gave design advice to, and caked up off of it and dipped. Not exactly caked up off of it, but you know what I mean.
It was like
made a couple hundred yo-yos, decided it wasn't for them, and then peaced out. It's like Jesus Christ.
And like, I didn't have any quarrel with you doing that, because like I do this shit because I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like I was gonna make something or die, and since you've asked me what I'm gonna do today, it's like I guess I'm gonna make something, bro.
Yeah, I've definitely gone through that in my own terms with different yo-yoers or companies that I talk with, and like, it's just something that you go through as a creative person growing up, when you're like chilling with all your friends and then you're like shooting the shit, or you're like, oh, this is really cool. Like you could do it like this. And people talk about it in music all the time, when like a person pitches a lyric in the studio, or is like, oh, you should turn this snare up like this or whatever. And it's like, sometimes those people are gnarly. Sometimes they get publishing, sometimes they don't, you know what I mean?
And it's like,
eventually you either got to get your shit straight or like,
and it's like, yo, chances are all I want is a chance to play the yo-yo. So like, I'm chilling.
Most
like, if you slide me like a 1 or 2 off the production run, I'm like,
it'd be a different story if we were in $1 billion industry and there was just so much money flying around that it didn't matter. But it's like,
I feel like having been poor so long, that like, even if it was,
you'd still do things kind of similarly.
It's like,
it might be a little easier, but like,
it's like
you just have more resources and opportunity and options.
Exactly. And because I have all of those opportunities and resources, but I'm still the same like piece of shit I was growing up. I'm like, I don't care about none of that. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's all fleeting.
That's hilarious.
So it's like, my money.
This podcast I listened to is talking about Bam Margera, and they're like, that's how you know he like, he's fucking crazy.
I'm friends with one of his like close buddies, like Brandon Novak and I have like skated like.
He's from here, right? Yeah, he's from Baltimore.
Shit, his mom I think still lives in Dundalk, so like 20 minutes.
Dundalk.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
funny.
that's where the mutants are. By the way, if you come to Baltimore, avoid it.
But they're like, that's how you know he kind of still has a good head on his shoulders, is because like he got hella money and all he wanted was like a nice Honda Accord and like the biggest house in his county or something. He obviously bought a Lambo, but it was just like he wasn't
Have
like.
you skated the castle?
No,
That's sick, bro.
that's funny.
Yeah. That's nice.
So the deal with the collab with the Kendama company, that's Matt Rice's company.
Yeah.
That one was kind of special because you guys did matching yo-yos with the Tamas, right?
Yeah,
or am I
dude.
just imagining that? Or did the Tamas match a previous yo-yo you guys had done? Okay, that's right.
Dude. Like I had a bunch of stuff just like happening at once, and I was like,
and it was also very cool because he doesn't do exotic wood Kens. He just does all beach wood Kens normally, and you got him to do Purple Heart.
Yeah, like I got to do Purple Heart. I got to do shit. I think I was the first Zebrano Ken that they came out with ever.
That's so cool because
my first Ken was Ashwood, so it was immediately already splitting off of like the line that he did.
Right.
And I was like, I'll play it safe with Ash, like on the first one, because like at that time, I feel like Kendama players were like weird about certain woods, and I was like, I like Ashwood like as a carpenter. Also, I grew up like a carpenter's kid, so I'd already had like all this like random knowledge about a new wood species and like how they break down over time and shit like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going with Ashwood for my first Ken. Hyper focused in on that, and then Zebrano Purple Heart, and then the V4 was Ash and Purple Heart, which was like the first one to the last one. And I'm like I really like honed in on the details on the fourth one for a ton of reasons, which is like this whole blurb on the sale page.
I forgot that you guys did that many. That's crazy because it was like every 8 or 10 months for a couple years. Like, it was a while.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Then we took a break for like a year, and then I came back and I made that one up there.
Yeah, you've really had like a extensive collaboration catalog. Like
I like to design, and
they're all
genuinely enjoy it.
Like you said, every one is like a heavy divergence from like the typical line in what you're collaborating with. Like you really,
because I feel like brand collabs, they need to show the strengths of both of the designers.
Yes, 100%. So many of them are just lazy cogging together two pieces. And it's like, we'll take piece A from your brand and piece B from my brand and just stick them together. And it's like,
and like while that works as like a sales tactic, as a design tactic, it's like, it's kind of hell sometimes. And it's just so uninspired and lazy.
It's so lazy.
Is so painfully lazy,
and you're not going to get any new organic fans from that. Like,
no,
you're just going to like appease the new, like the regular customers you do have, and then that's it.
Yeah, and like hope it works out.
Right. Yeah. And then if not, there's no reason for anyone else to buy them. It's just like, oh, cool, another thing that's going to be on the shelf for longer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's such a good point. I say that same thing almost verbatim all the time because I hate lazy collabs. Like you said, I understand why from a financial standpoint.
Especially in like clothing companies, I'm like,
that's the worst when it's just a logo, B logo together. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Don't make me a shitty graphic tee. The skater is like designed side by side with a Spitfire conical full. Mm-hmm. 54 mil or like 55.
I think it's 54, the one that I played with of yours.
Yeah. I think we did small bearing version first, or no, small bearing was the one I wanted first, but we ran with the C bearing first.
Why'd you want to do small bearing first? It's such a unique size bearing for that shape of yo-yo, you know, but I loved that yo-yo so much. It played so unique and like
it's so good.
It's so good.
It is one of my favorite designs ever. And I was desperately trying to convince Jeremy not to use the Lego hub, because I'm like, we could just put a fucking hex bolt hub.
Dude, a hex bolt hub would be so sick.
Like, are you kidding me? It would have looked exactly like a skateboard.
That's amazing.
And the amount of times I had one like hanging on a keychain and somebody would be like, is that a skateboard wheel? And I'm like, you knew it immediately.
Yeah.
Like a total stranger.
And if it was a hex bolt on the side, it would literally, like you said, look 1 for 1. And
exactly.
we could probably even get like a silver, like just a plastic silver one or something. So it kind of looks like it and doesn't really add on. Because hex bolts are kind of heavy. Like it would probably add on like half a gram of weight between both sides.
But it would have looked amazing.
It would have, yeah.
It would have looked amazing. And it would have been very possible to do. But like, I
wonder if a large bearing fits on it. No, it doesn't. Never mind.
It depends on the size hex bolt you run. But yeah. I like fought for that for a while. And like once I realized that it wasn't going to happen, I was like, all right, I need to pick hub colors that I don't hate. Black, purple, red, clear. And then, yeah, that's been the only colors it's come out in. Cause like a big thing when I collaborate is like, I want to love it. You know, like I don't want it to be a cash grab for either of us. It's like, I want to love it for what it is. And
yeah, every time you do a collab, that's like your ride or die yo-yo for the next however long you yo-yo for until your next release comes out. That is your yo-yo.
Yeah, it's like and
oftentimes you sell literally like every one you have until you're down to like your last 2 personals. And you're like, well, these ones are beat to hell. And like they barely play, but I'm having another collab come out in like 2 months. So I'll get new yo-yos.
Exactly that. So
that's hilarious.
At least you know the schedule.
Yeah.
It's like, how long have you been playing that skater? Well, you know, till my next yo-yo comes out is how long I'm playing it. So yeah, I got so specific because Jeremy was like, we need a yo-yo that has a theme. And he was like, well, what would you do? And I was like, honestly, bro, skateboard wheel, just something, you know, like quirky, because like their brand is already like so niche. And I was like, I want to make something that like appeals to a ton of people without feeling like a novelty, but it very much is
a novelty. Yeah.
So
but not in a bad way. Like
exactly.
It's a novelty, but in the way that like the doorknob is a novelty, where it's
correct.
Like, this is a fucking incredible
this is
yo-yo.
A really good novelty.
Conceptually, this is sick. Like,
you
gotta, if you don't hit it right from all angles, it's just not.
Let me blow this candle.
Okay. Yeah.
It's getting a little gnarly for me.
It's one of those trick birthday candles.
Oh, dude.
But speaking of your creative process or like how you work with other people, you've been making a lot more art lately, or you have an art show coming up, you were saying?
Yeah, I have an art show coming up. And like,
speaking of which, if you're watching this, make sure you follow Coffin on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's your at?
Coffin _NACHTMAHR.
It'll be in the description too, but make sure you follow Coffin on Instagram.
Yeah, I finally joined Instagram for my 30th birthday.
A little late to the game, but it's okay.
I only arrived right on time, bro.
They'll probably make it illegal soon.
Perfect. Yeah, like
have to use it illegally.
Like for a while, I was like, I should make a website, and I didn't. And then COVID hit, and I was like, maybe I should make a website this year. And then I didn't. And then last year, I was like, guess I'll join Instagram. I started Instagram. So
yeah. You've been posting a lot more of your art on Facebook and stuff for sale, it seems like, or you've been trying to sell a lot more.
Well, yeah, I like got used to the format of Instagram, and then I realized that you could do like cross-platform sharing, so that like cut down the stress of, well, if I post it here, then I have to go type all that shit again and go post it over there, which is why like for so long I only had like one social media. It was like, I don't want to have to like do anything twice. I already don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
that is the most annoying part is
it's
like
painful. It's like I would rather
reposting on all platforms and tweaking it just the amount that it needs to be tweaked.
Yeah.
And
I just didn't want to do any of that. So
no, I feel you.
I was really happy that like by the time I got on Instagram, it had the feature where you could just like damn near copy paste essentially.
It really takes away from the purpose of why you create something. You're not creating it to like post it on 20 different platforms. You're putting it out there for your organic fan base to enjoy it. So like, it becomes even more annoying to repost it.
And like, I rarely ever use hashtags because I'm that lazy. And I believe like if anyone's are you looking for it, they'll find it because they do.
Yeah. Hashtags really work though. That's like,
I know I'm just so lazy about
like
it. Dude.
Partially why Drew has gotten so much work that he does is because like,
Drew's the man.
A couple hashtags he's used like just happen to come up in like very influential people's feeds and then they repost it and then he gets a ton of followers from it. But like
one day I'll care enough to be better about it.
The cream rises to the top though, like you said. Exactly. Like you have a really strong fan base and like if you just keep utilizing that and like organically growing it, it's like that's one thing that kind of
had I been like adamant about Instagram years ago, the first Yes Yo Instagram, my friend, he ran it for me. But at some point he lost like the password or something. This dude, he texted me one day and he's like, yo, I had a hit on a commercial for Honda and I was trying to get in contact with you for like 6 years. So I'm like, yeah, dude, I would have got all of my friends fucking Hondas. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like, I don't want no money. Give us all a car.
That's funny.
Yeah, like you give all the homies a whip. Some things like that.
Shit, what was I gonna say?
Oh yeah, dude. I definitely broke up your thought process.
No, you're good. No, just your art show coming.
Oh yeah. So I got the art stuff coming. I've been painting a ton. Lots of calligraphy and like stippling. It's like calligraphy stuff allows me to like verbally express myself in a way because I don't like talking about me. I don't like and like some of the shit that I think about like said out of context is like a little harder to just have a conversation about. So it's much easier to make like an art piece about it and like it exists in that specific space and it's, you can just take that for like as it is,
right? And it's therapeutic for you and then the person can interpret the way they want to interpret it. That's always difficult when you're emotionally being vulnerable to another person as they interpret it their own way, and then that can
it's like I don't want you to get it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
it can
going
be
to bother me
very
so
hurtful and not like purposely. It's not like that person's trying to fuck you up, but it's just like
it's like, oh man, you're existing incorrectly.
Yeah, no one wants to feel misunderstood. Exactly.
Correct. Yeah, it's like all right, I'm going to convey this message the best way I can, and then that's like a big that's a huge part of like the calligraphy pieces in particular.
And then what was the other? The stippling stuff.
Yeah, all the stippling stuff. I like detail. Like I'm really detail oriented. But realism is boring to me. So I like to play with the like extreme of like how real is this kind of deal, and like use like really dense dot work to get the point across, or which I have to thank painting so many yo-yos for why I started using stippling.
Yeah, I guess you do that a lot with yo-yos, huh?
Because it's easier to trick your eyes into seeing the shapes.
Yeah.
As opposed to drawing hard lines when like everything's like conical and like curved and shit. It's like, it's easier to just play with like how the light sits on a yo-yo and like just kind of shape out the object I want you to see without having to like draw the object exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you know how many pieces you have ready for the show yet, or how many are you trying to get ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I might take that one. That one's not for sale. 6, and maybe like 1 behind that. So like 7, and the show is for 4 hours. So I got a 30 by 40 canvas that I might just sit and paint the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Instead of talking to people.
Instead of talking to people.
Yeah, dude, I'll like put on my headphones and paint during an art show.
Or do that for 20, 30 minutes at a time and then go talk to everyone. Take a low grade edible.
Precisely.
Half of a gummy worm.
That's correct. That's me.
Oh, are you excited to do more shows? I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago. I'm really glad that you're going through with it, because just like I feel like if you through shows locally, like you have enough friends and like they could invite friends out.
Yeah.
And, like you should like, you know,
it's scary.
Have cool merch like t-shirts and stuff to do there.
Well,
that like
I've been working with my friend's clothing company now, Jet Brand, at Jet_BRND. I've been working with him. He's a local skate legend, and like he's just been like diving into fashion. And I think I met him like 4 or 5 years ago, and we weren't like connected for a bit. And then 2019, 2020, we like got together, and I like taught him screen printing. And then I was in the hospital for like a month, and I showed him this picture I drew, and he's like, yo, I need you on the brand like full time. So I've been working there, doing a lot of design work, and like all the cut and sew pieces. That's my work.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like even down to our blanks. Like I go through like the entire selection process of like the blanks, and then like getting the silhouette from the blanks that we like, and then getting the raw fabric, and then building our own blanks. Cause like
it's time consuming. It's a lot, but it creates like a unique product, like you're saying.
Exactly. And it's like that. The attention to detail is why people love it. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Let's talk about your documentary next.
Oh man! All right, dude. My parents actually. I talked to my mom and my dad this morning, and they were saying to me on like Wednesday, so like 2 days ago, that they were watching it actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are weird.
It's a good watch through, especially for your parents. They're probably so proud of you. Like it's so cool.
You guys grew up with me. Come on, you let it go.
But it's like very coming of age. It's like very powerful. Like it's, you don't even have to yo-yo, but it's like,
that's fair. Yeah.
You take sentiments away from it. That's why it, you know, won an Emmy, and like it's such a powerful feeling that comes away from it, is because like,
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's deeper than just the yo-yo thing. Like us as yo-yoers watch a lot of these things, and only I
can't see it past my own existence. And like usually I'm really good at like stepping out of the experience to like see it
from the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. But like it's something that's so
it's about you
specifically me that like I can't separate.
It's always going to be cringe for someone to watch themselves.
No, like it's not even painful. It's just like it's like knowing the place I was in my life at that point. I'm like, oh man, I'm glad so-and-so scene got cut from it. 'Cause man, that'd be something to relive constantly.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. There was definitely a lot of hard scenes in there. But yeah, Throw did really good. Like,
how long did it take to shoot, or how did you meet the producers and the people that made it?
I was walking home from work through a park, had my headphones on. I was yo-yoing, and David Larson from Early Light, him, his wife, and I think his daughter at the time, or his wife was pregnant. They were just like hanging out in the park. And he just saw me throwing, just like walking through the park as I would every day after work on my way home. It's probably hot as hell, you know.
But when you're that young, it doesn't even matter. Like, you're just yo-yoing all the time because you're like so hungry to get better, and like you're having so much fun that like, you care less when it's outside.
It was the background noise for my brain.
Yeah. So yeah, he saw you in the park yo-yoing, and
he chatted me up for a few minutes. And like everyone else that I interact with, like especially at that time, nobody was really like randomly speaking to me unless like it was about me yo-yoing. Like strangers don't approach me, and I damn sure don't approach them. So that was already like very like rare. But you usually when it was like about the yo-yo. And I remember him saying to me something about like, he was just like, yeah, I feel like I just never see people do this. And I think I replied back to him. I was like, it's essentially the icebreaker for me. It's the only way I interact with other people. And I think he like heard me say that with like such a tone that he was like, I want to dive a little deeper and kind of just talk about it.
Yeah.
So he got my email or something at the time. And he was working on like a few series of like short films about like human connections and whatnot. And I just got picked to be the first one. And the more that we filmed and the more that we got to talk, the more he just got to understand me as a person, and like the whole company. Cause like, it was like him, Darren, their intern at the time, Alex, one other guy whose name I can't remember right now. So it's like a whole team of people there though. And like everybody, they got to know me, and, like through that process, tell my story like a little better.
Yeah.
But like as it was happening to me. So it was like the reality of all the things I said were very current, and like not like, oh, this is just my experience that I've had like a once in life. It's like, no, this is my day to day.
Right.
Like that scene when we were standing out front of my house, there's like snow everywhere. It was like that one year that we had like the blizzard. They were just like, hey,
2014 maybe.
Yeah. And they were like, yo, you free today? And I was like, yeah, the homies are over though. We're just kind of hanging out front, yo-yoing in the cold for whatever reason. Cause it was like the temperature outside was a little more bearable than it was inside my house. So we were just hanging out front, yo-yoing. It was fucking frigid outside, but it wasn't as bad as like downstairs in my house. It was frigid in there.
And they came and filmed you guys.
Yeah. And just like us chatting and talking. Yeah. Like a ton of that stuff was like, over a year and a half. And I didn't even realize that we were filming that long until like I like watched it back. Well, also, the first time I ever saw Throw was like at a film festival. They sent me the link months before it came out. I never watched it.
Why not? You just couldn't bring yourself to do it. It's hard. I didn't watch a lot of like that one documentary.
I felt like I was supposed to care, but like because of all the other shit that was going on in my life, I just didn't.
Yeah.
So I was like appreciative of the effort, you know, just all of it. But I didn't watch it for whatever reason. And then one day, like a few months later, they were like, we put it in to a queue for like a big film festival and they want to do it. And they were like, we're going to try to get you out there as well. And so it was like the second time I'd ever been on a plane or something like that. Mm-hmm. They were like, yeah, man, they're going to fly you out there and you know, they're going to check it out. That's amazing. And it won best in show at a mountain film the year that it premiered. Nat Geo was there. I think that's how they found out about it. And then Nat Geo purchased the film.
Yeah, it's who eventually bought it, National Geographic.
Yeah. Andre Boulay, 10,000 thanks. You deserve everything you have. He helped. He helped pay for a ton of shit. He gave a bunch of yo-yos to us for me to do stuff at like the film festivals for me to just give shit to kids.
Andre understands the importance of things like that, you know?
Yeah, man. Like 10,000 thanks to Andre for sure. That was stellar. Like to even get that support back from the community in like any shape and form was like real cool. Having that one clip of Paul Hahn in there was like one of my favorites because it was a 23-second video of him doing like a grind on a Pringle can with a Protostar.
Yeah.
And he whips it, the ketchup behind his back. And I remember the first time I saw that and it was like, and like for me, that was like watching Rodney Mullen skate. It was like, that doesn't make sense, but that's fucking gorgeous. Like, what?
And it's a beautiful clip too. It's like on a rooftop with like the sunset in the background.
Yeah, the
I remember seeing that too.
In the back, and I was like, this is gas.
I was just like, oh my God, how cringe is this? And then now I see it, I'm like, this is
this is
fire.
gorgeous,
like,
bro. It's like a
awesome.
cinematic banger. Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's like sure, it's cringe in theory, but like objectively, it's amazing.
It's gorgeous, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. Half swap Bape Protostar at that. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Real specific stuff right there.
That's funny.
Also, Bomb Squad, huge inspiration to OESYO as like a whole, because like a ton of us are skateboarders into yo-yoing, into graffiti, and all this fucking like street kids. So it was like Bomb Squad was like a parallel to us, like early on, and like we watched all that shit,
Yeah, Bomb Squad was ahead of its time in some ways, but also like
just too early.
Yeah, too early, and like
slightly too early.
Everyone involved is like of a level of professionalism that is like a little bit higher than yo-yo is, so it like
correct.
It didn't like outgrow it.
And I was keen to observe that like early on. I was like, damn, this is gonna disband, but I'm gonna appreciate it for what it is.
Yo-yo like just didn't embrace it for what it was at the time. Like I think if it came back,
it was too smart. Like it was too smart. It was too early.
If it came back now, people would be like way more interested, and they'd be like trying to be a part of it somehow, or like
absolutely
every company would be like, oh, let's collab, let's do a Freehand 1 edition, let's do this, let's do that. But
correct,
it's hard to have foresight with those things,
Mm-hmm. But like when you're a artist and an observer, it's really easy to see that shit like on the horizon. You're just like, oh man, I already see like how some of this could play out, and I'm just here for it now. Yeah, I'm just watching in absolute awe, but also like excitement of it all,
Yeah, the documentary was awesome though. Like it's important to show people different sides of yo-yo like that, not just like there's a bunch of cool tricks in it, but more like
there are people's whole stories in yo-yo.
The older I get, the more I realize like I care less about yo-yo as a product. Like it's important because I have to pay my bills and I have to sell yo-yos or whatever. But it's like I care more about what people do with the yo-yo, or like what it can do to help people, or like the message it sends. Like there's deeper vibes to it than just like, look at this cool inanimate object. Like
I met this dude Justin for what felt like the first time of your last night at this bar. And he was like, yeah, you used to come into my art store like 10 years ago and just yo-yo, you get your art supplies and leave.
That's funny.
And he's like, every once in a while we chat about it. And he was like, and then one day I saw your documentary, and it was like, oh shit, that's the dude who used to come into my art store. And I met him last night, and I gave him the yo-yo right out of my hand. I was like,
that's awesome.
Shit. And like, yo, it's really cool. Like, to reconnect this way. I just gave him the yo-yo, like right out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Just like, here you go. And he was like, you sure? I'm like, dude, I'll just go get another yo-yo. It's fine. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Cause like he said, it impacted him in such a way.
Exactly. And like, I don't know that it's true for everyone that creates, but like above all else, I want to have an impact. Like I don't care if I fail in like every other aspect of whatever it is I'm doing. Like, to have an impact that like helps shape other people's experience of something, or just like help them better understand themselves, I'm like, that's worth all the effort.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it, I'll fail, but like if I do some shit that really counts, it's kind of a win, you know?
Yeah. I always have similar sentiments, because like it's not easy to just jump into the rat race, but it's like there's so many positions in the real world that someone can go fill that need to be filled. And it's like,
I'm like, I'm not going to do any of those.
Yeah, it's very interesting and special to have like an opportunity and the skills you have to be able to try to forge this path in a different way.
Yeah.
Like I feel the same way with yo-yo. It's like, I definitely have these like timelines in my head where it's like, all right, like if I don't like experience a certain amount of success by a certain point, I need to get a real job. And the more I think about those things,
you're like, why are you? Yeah, it's like, why would I do any of that? Like, why would I trade that?
And I'm only holding myself back. It's like, it's not like I'm putting stuff out. Because you're viewing
your own world through like a narrow scope.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would I trade that for like the impact I can have on people that counts?
Right. Every time I start to get sad and then get to that point of like, maybe I should just get a real job, I'm like, why would I ever do, like, I would do all that work to get a real job and then and then be there for a week and be like, oh my God, I could be doing yo-yoing, making way more money, being way happier, instead of like here.
I'd rather earn less and be happy, bro.
Or that, take a pay cut and like
like you'll take happy, a pay cut and still just like enjoy what I'm doing.
So eventually your documentary, you said Nat Geo bought it, but it went on to win a local Emmy, right? Which is amazing. So the way that the Emmys work is like they have one for nationally syndicated programs.
There's the regional and then there's a national, but it's all the same committee for everything.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. So that's really cool. Damn, that's so sick. So the same people that gave whatever movie, I don't even know what won that year, like also had to watch your documentary. That's amazing.
It has to go through the national whatever TV people committee.
Right. What a crazy lineage that is, like a guy literally coming up to you in the park and being like, that's pretty cool. And then like fast forward 3 years later and it's like, oh, we won an Emmy and like National Geographic bought it and millions of people have seen it. And like, God knows, like I haven't met anyone that started yo-yoing because of it yet, but I'm sure it's inspired someone somewhere, you know?
Every once in a while I get a DM from someone who's like first experience
with
awesome yo-yoing was that, and then they've like joined the community.
Even if it just plants that seed and then they get another impression from somewhere else, and then that's like you said.
I'm happy to have you here.
If that's the catalyst, If you haven't watched the documentary yet, I'll put it in the description, but you have to watch it. It's amazing. The tricks are super awesome, but like we were saying, more importantly, like the message behind the documentary and like the overall sentiments of what yo-yo means to Coffin and like what it means to his friends and stuff. It's really cool to watch. And I think everyone,
it's just me and the homies.
If you like the goods, you'll definitely like his documentary. Oh my God, and it's short. It's like 15-20 minutes, right?
It's 10.
But it's an impactful 10 minutes.
Quick. You can watch it while you wash the dishes.
Like they don't, it's all killer, no filler. Like there's literally not a wasted second or sentence in the entire thing. Like from beginning to end, it's all crucial scenes and timelines and elements. It's awesome.
I didn't even realize till like 2 years later they gave me like producer credits on it.
I mean, you probably introduced them to Andre or talked to Andre to give them some of the production money. You definitely played a producer role.
I was like, did I produce anything? But when I start thinking about like some of the shots, it was like, I know what's going to look good because like I was trying to do this on a camera that shot like 240p. It's like, well, you guys have 4K cameras and drones.
Right.
So like,
and you can tell your influence on it where like they probably knew nothing about yo-yo and the first couple times they're shooting with you, like it was good, but it wasn't like as good as toward the end.
I know how to shoot this real well.
When they're hanging out with you and your homies in the snow and like everyone is just, it's very candid, but like genuine and natural.
It's like well lit.
Everything about it.
It's like everything makes sense because it's like I know how this is supposed to translate. And I was like, oh, that's what production is. Oh, it was kind of cool to like come back to that and be like, oh, I did have an eye for that.
You definitely deserve a producer credit on it though.
I was like, that's weird.
Tom Kuhn yo-yos, right? He has a production credit on some Hollywood movie because he was a funder of it. Like he didn't. I don't think he like actually made any phone calls to like do any.
That dude's a dentist, yeah.
Yeah, that's he like made money and then gave it to a company to make a movie. Even I was just saying the timeline between like that guy meeting you in the park to you winning an Emmy. It's like
so much shit happened in that time period for me. Like,
but even thinking about like you hitchhiking or literally meeting Peter and his mom, like, and just seeing that string. I just love stories like that in Yo-Yo where it's like it changed your life. You know what I mean? And it's like
it actually did.
Yeah, you could be in several different places right now and doing other things, and like they'd all be positive and great, but like Yo-Yo's definitely helped you like navigate.
Oh my god,
like,
yeah, dude! Like especially like
giving you
some
jobs,
of the hardest
like
patches,
opportunities, right?
Yeah, actually, while I was in Sacramento, like the only thing that made me being able to stay in Sac like as long as I did was I found a Toys R Us that was in like walking distance of the place I was staying. Mm-hmm. Walking distance for me is like anything under 2 hours. So yeah, it was like kind of far. But I would walk to this Toys R Us and I would yo-yo through there all the time. And the manager was like, you need a job? And I was like, if you're offering,
you telling me this now. Yeah.
So I would hang out up front, just like greet people like,
that's amazing.
Like it was a Walmart, but like I was a Toys R Us employee.
That's such a sick job if you're like 19 and all you're doing getting paid $11-12 an hour to stay in there and fucking yo-yo
and just walk around a Toys R Us and help people every once in a while.
Hey, how you doing? And Hot Wheels around.
Yeah, and like, dude, I've been a toy collector like my entire life, so like I'm actually like invested in toys.
Yeah.
So it was like when people were like hunting down something specific, it's like, oh, I know exactly where that is because XYZ. And like being able to connect with people like through objects is for a long time was like the only way that I would have like meaningful conversation with people. For a plethora of reasons, but like when the conversation could have like a specific like thing that it's attached to, it made it easy for me to have like in-depth conversation with people. But something that I didn't know until like my manager had brought it up. They were like, you're really good at like upselling, and I'm like, no, I just talk with people about the toys.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you're getting real good numbers with those people that you talk to, because they talk to you for 10 minutes, and instead of coming in and getting that one Barbie, they're like, yo, I'm gonna get the set. And I'm like, yeah,
because you're psyched on it. Yeah, it's easier to sell stuff when you're psyched on it, and
absolutely,
I don't know. That's
that's part of why I've always like comic stores. It's like, dude, the smaller the store is, the more passionate the people are.
Yeah,
every time.
It's a great point.
Yeah,
and they're really psyched on it, and like
absolutely,
and it's a great.
Dude, they're fucking enthralled,
right?
Or like what's another like more modern reference?
It's like, getting harder because retail is like not what it used to be. But I'm trying to think like coffee shops, kind of.
Yeah.
Like smaller coffee shops will be passionate about what they make, but a lot of times they just use like whatever local roaster has.
Vintage game shops.
Vintage game shops are another good one, like Ryan's store. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like stuff like that, or stores that sell like older game systems specifically, like they don't take anything brand new. Like, like everything's used. And it's like they're so enthralled in just the culture of it. Like it makes you want to be there. It makes you want to learn shit. It makes you want to spend money. So it's like
the older I get, I used to be like a big hater about all that shit. I'd just like, oh, this, I don't like it. So like, I don't understand how anyone else can like it. And
exactly.
The older I get though, like I'm seeing it how you're seeing it though. And it's just like, there's something positive to take away from all of those situations. Oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? And like any niche hobby with a community and people that are genuinely interested.
Supreme heads, like the people who like really enjoy like cataloging it, like I get it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like,
not people who are just buying it to resell. It's like people who buy it, want to know the reference, like see like why it's cool and how New York influences worldwide fashion and trends.
Yes,
and
yeah. And it's like from that angle, that's why I care about it. It's like I'm not a sneakerhead, but I know a lot about design and like culture and the reference that is, and like that's why I think that's interesting. I wouldn't buy into it, but I love it.
Yeah.
In like the designer of your mindset, and like I can interact with those people on a level because I comprehend the headspace.
Yeah,
it's like
cultural impact is so important, and I feel like that's why so many yo-yoers get along, and we come from so many different cuts of cloth and places in life, but we appreciate something like that. And yo-yo is like the perfect intersection of it all, where it's like the collectability,
it's mad specific,
but like it's usable, like it's functional. Like people can collect stuff. A Funko Pops just sit on the shelf. Like not many people, no adults are like
also
playing
Funko
with them,
Pops are trash. Buy Kid Robot.
I know.
Spend a little more money, bro.
Rest in peace, Frank Coz.
Rest in peace, Goat Frank Coz. Yeah, actually, dude, I'm like staring at my Koziks that I have over there in the cabinet.
That's sick. But yeah, like it's an interesting cross section of all those, and like why yo-yoers are so interested in things that are culturally impactful, and like why yo-yo makes them gravitate so hard towards it. Like it really touches all those bases and like samples a lot of those things. I love how like free music is now, not like free monetarily, but genre was that too. But like how genreless things are, and like how people can make an album with like 3 or 4 different genres on it and no one cares, and like that just used to be not a thing, or it was very rare, and now it's like
you have
every
to
artist
be a genre,
right? Yeah. So
shit. When I was playing in a band, it was like you needed to be a genre. Yeah.
So it's yo-yoing is just really special, and like I don't know, it's awesome. Do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap it up? Make sure you follow Coffin on all social media platforms. Again, Instagram, Coffin __ Nachtmahr. I'll put it down in the description.
Yeah.
Follow. I don't think OSEO has an Instagram anymore, do they? Or I think they did. Yeah. I'll put it all in the description. And Coffin's documentary. Make sure you go watch that. If you see any of his art for sale, or you want to hit him up for a commission to paint one of your yo-yos, hit him up for that too.
I'll say this now so that you guys hold me accountable for it. I'm going to make NG 0.5, so like a Nightingale undersized.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell's an NG?
Yeah, like 0.5.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
And it's 0.5 because technically the eclipse and the lunar eclipse are the 3rd and the 4th version of a Nightingale. This would be the 5th one, but because it's undersized, I'm like 0.5 is kind of a fun play on it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a D-bearing one.
Oh wow, yeah, that size too would be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be half the size of a Nightingale, you said?
Almost.
Okay, a little bigger, or
like.
I just see like undersized yo-yos are such an interesting ballpark to play in, because it's like you can either go comically undersized, like Mighty Flair, Big Deal, or
it won't be painfully small. It'll be like, damn, I want to play this a little more.
Yeah,
small.
like there's not enough 49 millimeter yo-yos.
Yeah,
like just undersized, but not.
I think it's like 48 and change.
Okay,
I have
that's
the CAD
super
file.
Interesting.
I just like haven't gotten the money together to make it happen because COVID and life and like all the shit that I've been dealing with. So it's just like,
hopefully after
your boy's busy as fuck.
Yeah. Sell a couple things or find someone to make it with.
Yeah. Dude, I'll like sell my left leg if someone wants it. I don't care. I got real good kidneys, like I don't do drugs.
Left leg for sale. I don't do drugs. Clean blood.
Yeah,
clean
dude,
blood, clean plasma.
Yeah, dude, I got like some good plasma. Yeah, I'm like, can have this kidney, bro.
Don't sell your kidney.
I have 2 of them. I don't need both.
All right. Is there anything else you have a yo-yo show tomorrow? Or not a show, but a workshop.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here. I'm giving him some first space to gift to some kids, gift to the homies,
to throw to the kids. I'm gonna do a show. Me and my homie Eon, who I've always been throwing.
I think
with.
I've met him before. Yeah.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Did you bring him to a contest before? I want to say
every Virginia State.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely met
That's
him
my
before.
man. Yeah,
Definitely
dude,
pulled
that's
off
my
his
homie.
bottle of peachy and J at the party.
You know the vibes.
Yeah. This guy always has a bottle of peachy and J somehow.
That's so
Like, I
specific.
didn't even know they made that fucking flavor.
That's so specific. Holy Eon, they got
He
you.
just passes around. Oh, shit, all right, cool.
Tyler
Like,
just pulled the Nardwuar and
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
yo.
because every time
that's
I
so
see him,
specific.
he has like a
That's so
bottle.
specific,
And he'll
bro.
crush that bitch too. We're at a party with 50
Yeah.
people, but like
Yeah.
still every
Yeah.
time just like,
And
God
then-
damn.
and
Like
He also is like amazing at being able to take an hour nap at a contest.
and just wake up later and be
Just-
Gucci.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like an hour nap during the contest.
Dude,
He's
it's
just
a
chilling.
skill.
And then he wakes up during finals, always. I'm like,
At Scales reopened, I took a nap and I was just done for the rest of the day. I was just like, this is a wrap. I can't do anything.
yikes. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ooh, shout outs Rojas. Yeah, because it's Anthony Rojas. And when I went to my first OU Nationals, not only was that my introduction to Death Grips, but like seeing like him and James Reed and like dudes from that club like play the way they did.
Yeah.
Grant Johnson.
Spin Docs.
Yeah. And look.
Or not Spin Docs. Wait, was it Spin Docs? I don't know. DXL, one of the two.
Redondo
Beach. Yes, thank you.
DXL. Yeah, like all them dudes. Glass Lab. Yeah, like shout outs to them. Because they like really influenced like how I like began to shape my 1A, because I was still like coming out of like my habits from 5A.
Yeah.
But
I was
then,
still learning.
yeah. It was like dude, there was so much shit when I got to 1A that I needed to unlearn
Yeah.
from 5A because I just had 5A habits.
People who learn like that are
Dude, like,
super
I
interesting
still
though.
only front throw because like I was so used to it from 5A because I never threw breakaways.
But you make it work and you have like tricks that you play to it with.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's more annoying when people do that and then just try to play yo-yo normally. And it's like,
It's bad.
it's just not going to work. Yeah. Like you got to develop your own licks at that point.
I was
Like-
talking to Curdy about that. He was like, yeah, you make front play look normal.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There's a player
I don't
from
think
Phoenix
I was trying to, but yeah. Like,
called Alex Gallimore. He
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
do that too.
I know Gallimore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the same way where he'd have all these crazy rejections just off a front throw. And it's like, bro, this
Oh
is
my God.
insane.
Dude, I have
like,
a tower rejection. I'm like visualizing right now where I'm like,
that he used to do. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like,
He had a bunch of cool tricks like that. He was really
I'll show it to you later. Yeah,
He
it's a
was
good
ahead
one.
of his
Yeah.
time.
Yes. Absolutely.
Any other shout outs?
Curdy, because he's the GOAT.
It's Curdy.
Icebergen. Icebergen. Because that was his year.
Back on the grind.
Because that was his year. Yeah.
Yeah.
That OU Worlds in Iceland, I still believe that he's the people's champ.
Bergie's coming back right now. He's
Dude.
posting a bunch on social media.
Berg is the king of the comeback. Yeah.
I texted him the other day. He's like, I'm all in on yo-yos right now. I'm
Let's
like, oh,
go,
sick, dude.
boys.
Like,
Yeah, man.
hopefully he stays that way. I don't.
Every company I've ever collabed with, you know I love you. Send me a text. I'll answer it, I swear.
Send me a text. So shout out to all my baby mamas. Hit me up.
No, seriously, bro. This definitely feels like that. Like, yo,
all the BMs.
we've made magic together, clearly.
Hit me back.
Yeah, please text me back.
Oh my God.
Oh man, shout outs to OES, yo, like all the homies, active members, you non-active members. I love y'all.
Non-active.
Yeah. Shout out Chloe all the way in Belgium.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah, that's my man's. Yeah, she was just posting in the group chat the other day, and I need to get back in there and go be a human.
Yeah, she posted online the other day about something. I forget.
Sick. Yeah. If I've ever stolen a trick from you, just know it was because it was real good.
Yo, that is official.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm not even apologizing. Just you're good, and I had to have that. That had to be mine.
You're mad good, and it just worked with what I was thinking about at the moment.
Dude.
I'm not going to apologize for what I had to do.
That's amazing. I love how this is an hour-long conversation about originality and how like,
and it's like, if I've ever robbed you, take that.
You're like, also I borrow sometimes, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the greatest artists steal.
That's true, man.
Come on, bro.
Dude, thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
This was the goods. Thanks again for watching. Check out the playlist. Watch the other episodes for some more awesome conversations about Yo-Yo and your favorite play.